In this video, we're going to look at how to install, sign into, and utilize OneDrive and Teams. OneDrive and Teams are two applications that come with your new Microsoft account. They really allow you to work pretty efficiently with your company's data and also interact and share that data with team members. So the first step for both these products are to get them installed to your computer if they are not already, and just to get them open and running. If these applications are not installed on your computer, you can easily access them by going to Microsoft's download links, which I will include in the video description, or you can even go to your Office profile and find those installs on the left-hand side, or for like OneDrive, we can find them in the app launcher. Let's start with OneDrive. After OneDrive has been installed, if it's not already, you can then search for it by looking at your taskbar and Windows search. Just type in the word OneDrive, and you should see the application show up. Once you select it, it will open up here. The other option is to find it in your system tray down in the left-hand corner and look for the little gray or white or blue cloud. You can select that and hit sign in as well. Once you get this set up OneDrive page, we can then put in our email address here. For me, I'll put in mine. For you, you'll put in yours. And then select sign in. And then I'll need to put in my password and then verify my sign in on my Authenticator app. I'll just pull that up on my phone here. I'll enter 56 and say yes, it's me signing in. Once I've verified sign in, OneDrive will begin setting itself up. Now, OneDrive is a program that backs up your files. It, by default, backs up your desktop, documents, and picture files, along with a few other folders. And then it places them on a location on your computer where you can always access them. So on this starting page, I'm just going to select Next. If you get this pop-up, a OneDrive folder already exists, most of the time we would recommend selecting Use This folder. If you have a personal OneDrive account, you might want to select Choose a New Folder, but most of the time we'll just say Use This folder. Once we select that, it will begin scanning and backing up your Documents folder, your pictures, and your desktop, so that any files placed in these folders will be backed up and kept online. That way, if the computer is lost or if you need to access them from a remote location, you can. If you need to, you may have to select Start Backup. For me, I'm just going to select OK. And then I'm going to select Next to go through the default setup steps. I do want to make a note of these symbols here, the cloud, the green check mark, and the check mark that's filled in with green, and kind of explain to you what these symbols mean. I'm going to navigate to my File Explorer, and then I'm going to select my OneDrive section here. And here I can see that the folders Apps, Attachments, and then Desktop, Documents, and Pictures are being backed up on this computer. What this means is any files placed in desktop or documents or any pictures placed in the pictures folder, these are going to be backed up online so that you can access them from OneDrive.com or even from another computer if you sign into OneDrive.com. These symbols mean different things. If you see a cloud symbol next to a folder, such as desktop, it means that the files only exist online and they're not actually taking up any space on your computer. Sometimes we want to make files online only if we rarely use them and don't need to use them and take up space on the computer. If the symbol looks like this, a check mark but with white in it, it means when it opens a file, it's going to download it to your device. That way you can edit it while you're offline. For example, if I click on my desktop, I can see that this file is downloaded to my computer and it always exists because it's filled in green. Even if I go offline and I disconnect from the internet, this file will still be here. This file, though, it only exists in the cloud, which means I'll have to click on it to download it. We can see that the symbol will change from cloud to green. You can see it's backing it up, and now it exists on my computer where I can edit it. If we see this symbol, a red X, next to one of your OneDrive documents, that means we'll need to go down and figure out why the folder cannot be backed up. It's just an issue. OneDrive saying, hey, for some reason I can't back up this file. I don't have any issues right now, but if I did, I could select OneDrive down in the system tray, and it would give me an option that says View Sync Issues. Most of the time, it's pretty easily solved, and you just have to walk through the steps. All right, I'll just hit later. Of course, we can get OneDrive on our phone, like most Microsoft apps, and then I'll X out of this for now. So that's pretty much all there is for OneDrive. The next app we'll look at will be Teams. If you don't have Teams installed on your computer, feel free to use the links in the video description to get them downloaded. You can always go to teamsinoffice.com and download it here. Once it opens, download the desktop app next to these three dots. Or you can just search for Teams Work or School online and go to Microsoft's webpage to get these installed. Once it's installed, you can search for it by typing Teams. If you see an option, Teams with the new symbol, that is the application we recommend using. If you don't have that application, that's fine. You can always use the older version of Microsoft Teams, but we would recommend using Microsoft Teams Work or School if it's available to you. Once I select that, it will open me up to Teams here. Might look a little bit different for you, but either way, either pick your account if it shows up here, or select create or use another account and sign in. Here I'm going to put in my email. Select next, and then I may or may not have to put in my password to sign in. For you, you'll probably not have to put in your password, but if you do, that's okay. Now just a little bit about the features here in Teams. Here in chat, we can chat with our work coworkers. All we have to do is select new chat and then type in whoever we're wanting to chat with. I could then select a user here and I could send them an individual message. If I wanted to create a team member chat with multiple users, all I would have to do is put in a ticket with Back Bay Networks. We could create you a team, and then you could send files between each other and send different chat messages. This calendar icon here is the same calendar that you would use in Outlook. If we wanted to create an event in Outlook calendar, it would show up here in Teams. And so you can keep track of your calendar either from within Outlook or within Teams. This calls icon is similar to how Zoom calls work. You just have to type in whoever you're wanting to call with in your work, and then you can chat over a video call, or you can just do more like a phone call. And then lastly, I want to look at OneDrive. This is a quick link to your OneDrive folders. So if we click on My Files, It will show us all of our backed up files, such as documents, desktop, and pictures. Anything that's backed up into OneDrive will also appear here. It's just a quick way to get there without having to open OneDrive down in the system tray. So that's a little bit about Teams. Again, both applications will have download links in the video description if you don't have them. If you have any issues getting logged in and using these, feel free to reach out to Back Bay Networks and we'll be glad to assist.